Yes, the familiar view outside my kitchen window. You know, maybe that's why I do like doing dishes. I mean, I have a dishwasher, but, well, when you live by yourself, for the most part, because even the gentleman that lives in the basement, I can't say in all the time that he's lived here, he's ever cooked a meal here. He's fortunate. His mom and dad live not far away, and his kids, who are 19 and 16, live with his parents, who in this case would be the grandparents. And he sees them on a daily basis. Now, I was talking with him sometime this week about, what his plans are moving forward. About, living here and all that. I mean, by no means am I excited for him to move out or anything. No, not quite to the contrary. It's been a real joy having him here, and the respect that he shows my home is unparalleled. It's I like to think that when I've been at times in my life where I've rented rooms, I'd like to think that I was the same kind of roommate. I was certainly much more boisterous and talkative. Who, me? But keeping my quarters super clean and being a part of the household, not trying to take it over or just being arbitrary and disrespectful. But anyways, we were talking, and he yielded to me that he and his ex-wife, who I've only met once, along with his daughter for maybe 30 seconds a while back, that him and his ex-wife are talking again. I said, like, is it getting better? And he goes, it's getting more than better. Now, being a guy myself, I mean, that could just be male optimism, pride, whatever. But, I certainly have no reason to think otherwise. I mean, that's really good compared to where things were when he moved in some 5 months ago. That was a kind of a sore topic for him to discuss. So that's really nice to hear. And I would really hope that could lead to something positive for him in whatever highway it goes down. So I don't think there's any immediate plan for him to be moving out, but I know he's got his feelers out. And who knows, maybe there will be some thing that'll come up here. I'll be like, look, me and my ex are going to give it another chance, and I'm not going to get myself a place. We're going to get a place. I mean, you never know. And I certainly can understand where he's coming from because, well, I was married for 2,000 years. And, excuse me, I never could understand, really. Hey, there's Matthias. Excuse me. Mwah. How are you? So, I could never understand how you can be married to somebody for such a long time and take someone's last name and have children and go through all of life's aspects and just wind up having nothing there at the end. I mean, disdain and hatred and disgust and just that's sad that things can deteriorate to that point. I mean, that just doesn't happen overnight. Obviously that's something that happens over time. And my thinking is, and I think I kind of displayed that in my separation and divorce, a number of things happened in my life. Developing feelings for someone else, kids growing up and leaving, midlife epiphanies about drinking and health. And, we go through different phases in our maturation in life, and you're not the same person maybe you were 10, 20, 30 years ago, whether you're married or not. I mean, your ideologies, your perspectives, your health, your experiences, your travels, that all is what makes you you. And you're supposed to change. I mean, of course, your 10-year-old car doesn't perform the way it did when you bought it new, but it's still a good car, but maybe there is a point to where you sell it or trade it in. But getting back to Dwayne, I'm really, really happy for him that this is something that might be moving in a direction from him. And, I'm not one to pry. It's none of my business, But when you live with someone, you get to know them and you just toss things around. Like, I always try to make it a point to ask him how his day was when I see him, And no, that's not something that you just reserve for your lover or your spouse. No. I mean, when you're sharing your life with someone, you're like, hey, Dwayne, how you doing? Hey, good, Scott. Hey, how was your day, brother? Oh, it wasn't bad. It was hot. I'm doing this and doing that. And how about you? Well, I had worked with my clients and was doing a lot of running around, a lot of driving, which I do to make a living. And, yeah, it's all relative. And it's cool to, just check up with people, man. I mean, sometimes it's easy to overlook one another, or when you get to the point where your wife thinks you're a part of the furniture, be careful not to find yourself in that position. But I have no idea what's going to transpire with him. But again, he's super welcome to stay. And he really puts a gold star on, what a housemate, roommate can be, If somebody wanted a reference for him, it would be very easy to endorse this individual and say, hey, this guy's top flight. But either which way, I had some other point for this video, but my mind is always working. It's usually going off in 3 or 4 different directions at the same time, so it's sometimes it's hard for me to just stay with one thing. But I don't know. It's blah 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 blah, right? But I don't know. I guess for right now, in short, the best thing I can tell you folks to do right now, okay? This comes from the heart, and this is from personal evaluations and day-to-day experiences. Find something that you enjoy that makes you happy. I don't care what it is. And you don't need to tell anybody, but find something that makes you happy. That's constructive. I mean, I'm not saying, yeah, man, going out and doing a lot of drugs and having unprotected sex and drinking heavy and gambling my life away. Well, that's destructive. But, find something that makes you happy, whatever it is. Read a book, reread a book, watch an old show, build something, mow the lawn, cut it in a different way, see how that looks. Or go out and, drive somewhere that you've never been before or that you're curious about. Find an adventure. Find something that can take your mind off all this madness that we're dealing with right now. It's so easy to get lost in it. And I really sincerely make a concentrated effort every day to limit my, it's just so pretty, that's called wisteria. Limit my engaging of myself into today's business. It's poison. It's toxic. Just limit yourself to that. Maybe it is time to get a little narcissistic and into your own bubble, into your own world, into your own thing, because maybe that's the only freaking place where things are safe right now. And, maybe don't lose sight of your bigger picture or your plans, but really isolate yourself as much as you can from all the dramas, because you're not missing anything, by watching an hour or two's worth of news every day or finding out everything you can about something. I mean, know enough to protect yourself and to, take the necessary precautions. But please just don't get sucked into it all. Right, Matthias? Where is he? Matthias? I swear he's a ventriloquist. Like he throws his voice. But I don't know what else I can say. Is just limit how much of the outside world you're willing to pay attention to. Because one thing I am seeing, from every perspective, it's negative. It's dark. I'm not seeing any solutions that are feasible, plausible, believable, comforting, sensible, logical, rational. No. It's just everybody venting, everybody being angry. It really amazes me. I mean, some days I think, why aren't I hearing more fireworks? Oh, that's not fireworks, man. That's gunfire. The neighbors are killing each other, or, the town's on fire. I mean, you'd think that's what the powers that be want, and maybe they do. But try to keep your lighters and your matches in your pocket, Try to still say something funny to somebody than something derogatory, Because one day we're gone, and who knows what lies beyond. But in the meantime, try to find something pleasant, whatever it may be, that makes you happy. And I guess in some ways I'm lucky, because being a sentimental old fool, and I openly admit that, I love having all this stuff that had brought me happiness or has some true meaning to me, laying around or hanging around, as it may be, on walls. But it's nice to know that I have that, so when I get into my dark recesses, sometimes I get too much into my own head, I can just go right over into it and look at it, and it might transport me back to when I first got them, or what they meant to me when I was younger, and in a way, it's like a security blanket. So, anyways, I think I've broached on enough topics. This is a 13-minute video. It's so easy for me to talk. I mean, I could, that's why talk radio really is what I want to be doing right now. But that may happen. But some things have to happen first. And if there's anybody out there who may hear this, who knows what I'm talking about, I could use all the help I could get to expedite that, so I could, start using my voice again to really reach out and hopefully make a difference. But you know who you are, and if you do hear this, I've more than paid my dues, as you know, and any help that you could afford me, I would be appreciative of and receptive to. So, have a really good day today, people. Find those things that make you happy, and stay away from the things that don't make you happy. I mean, I don't know what else I can say or do, but that's what I try to do every day. So, you may think, man, this guy's really got a lot of things going on in his head, or he's not balanced. There's no way to be truly, quote unquote, balanced in an imbalanced world. I love you, as always.